Hey YouTube, this is Nia Tate. I'm here to do the review for Beyond the Gates for Monday, June 1st. Today, um, Nicole has a talk about Vanessa and has a talk with Vanessa to try to urge her to process her grief for the losing of Doug again. And she also lets Vanessa know that she herself has been having um, dreams about Ted, and also that she's been also having dreams about Ted, and she still thinks that she has feelings for him. And Vanessa urges her to talk to him, to if she's, feels that way, that she needs to have a discussion with him. So later we see that Shanice is, Ted had talked to Nicole about Shanice and that she was having a difficult time with Derek's passing. So he asked her if she could, go talk to her since she is a psychologist, and to see if maybe she could help her. And, Shanice was kind of shocked because, she was shocked because she wanted him to, she would prefer he talked to her and not send his ex-wife to talk to her. But, Nicole is a professional, and, she did, she said that, while it's an awkward situation between those two, she wanted it, to clear the air. And she wanted her to know that, um, she was, concerned about her. And, so they talked about how she was feeling. And she, she then leaves, and she goes over to see Ted, and tells him that they need to have a serious conversation. And she is just about to tell him, about the dreams and stuff that she's been having, and then she's interrupted by Shanice, who comes over. And so she leaves, and um, when Shanice walked in, her and Ted embraced each other. So that made Nicole kind of like, you know, uh, it kind of shocked her. And so she feels like, well, no, I don't know what to do because, maybe they do really have feelings for each other. Joy and Randy are preparing for a meeting with the Impala, and now Joy wants to come out and say, "I don't want the plasma ring, in my city or in my territory." You should have said that before. What's wrong with you? It's all your fault. Even if you not the Impala, you still could have. You stop everything else. You could have stopped there too. Um, and Randy said, he told Joy, he said, it seems like you mellowing out, or you changing. Is it because of Vanessa? And he's like, no, I just don't. It's just not worth the trouble. And so he said, Joey said that the meeting place had to take place at the casino, and with no weapons. So they are going to meet with whoever the Impala is. After Vanessa had the conversation with Nicole, she went over to Joey's, and to ask him about what he's going to do about Jacob's insinuation that Joey is involved with the plasma ring, if not actually the head of it. And she said maybe we should find another crime for him to focus on. What you mean? What you mean, Vanessa? So she starts to reminisce about Doug, and Joey makes her promise that, if anything's ever bothering her or she's concerned about anything, to just, please let him know. Um, Isaiah comes over to visit Joey and to ask him straight up if he had anything to do with the whole plasma ring and with Jacob nearly being his brother nearly being killed. And Joey swears he would never harm anybody in Isaiah's family. He said, that's how much you mean to me. I would never, you know, um, I would never hurt anybody in your family. And he told him, I have nothing to do with it. I don't, I don't even know who the head of it is. Nothing. I don't know anything. Um, I don't know anything about it. Um, Next we see um, Jacob and his wife are together. They're at home, and she's letting him know how concerned she is about him because he's having trouble sleeping. He's really tore up about the whole situation that happened with Derek, and it's just really he's having a really hard time. So before that, well, I jumped ahead. Before that, Andre and Chelsea actually have a conversation about Danny, and he lets her know, how concerned he is that Danny might have the gene that Anita had, and how afraid he is. Since he lost both of his parents, he's really afraid of losing people that he really, truly loves, and he loves Danny so much that it's really he's really concerned, that he doesn't want to lose her. He said, you just never know, think that things will happen, but you just never know. And he doesn't want to cut himself off from her because he has been a little distant with Danny. And that's kind of what's going on in his mind. Like he is normally, like you said, in the wake of that, the fear of once he lost his parents, he kind of, decided that he wouldn't get close to other people, and he, vowed not to become truly attached to anyone. So the more he loves Danny, the more he fears losing her. So that's what's going on with him. Um, Back to Naomi and Jacob. They are she's serving him breakfast in bed, and she's trying to be really supportive, like I said, because he's going through a hard time, and with the grief of losing Derek and the whole situation that happened. And so they start kissing and hugging, and all of a sudden he's hearing like gunshots in his mind. So um, he said that they are supposed to have some kind of ceremony at the police station because he did help save people. More people could have got hurt, but he did help save a lot of people. But he said he's not comfortable with having a ceremony because you know somebody did lose their life. He says he won't stop until everyone involved is behind bars. So she tries to tell him to move past the grief and remember that he has other responsibilities, including to her and his family. Getting emotional at the idea of him continuing to be involved with the investigation. She nearly spills about her gene diagnosis because if you remember, she actually Andre worried about Danny, but Danny don't have the gene. She the one have it, and she hasn't told anyone about that. And she almost told him, but when saw how upset he was, she decided that the time wasn't right and that she would wait to tell him. So that's all that happened today on Beyond the Gates. We shall see what comes tomorrow. I want to know who the Impala is. Who do y'all think? Who y'all think the Impala is? I'm sure it might be Leslie. I'm just joking. Anyway, you guys have a great afternoon. Thank you so much for listening to my review. I appreciate it, and I will see and talk to you guys tomorrow.